It was on 22nd October 2021 when Bank of Uganda received 100 billion Uganda shillings from government for the Small Business Recovery Fund. It was meant to facilitate the provision of loans to small businesses that had suffered financial anguish from the effects of the Covid-19 pandemic.
This is one of the measures that the government has. It's not the only one, because there is also money in the Uganda Development Bank for big investors, but this was targeting the small and medium enterprises.
The scheme was to operate as a public-private partnership between Government of Uganda and supervised financial institutions. They included commercial banks, microfinance deposit-taking institutions, and credit institutions. It is the extent of progress of the fund that formed the basis for the chat with Anite online engagement.
If you have signed an agreement with government that you're going to give out money to the citizens, why don't you disperse the money? Why don't you live up to your expectations?
As of June 30th, 2023, Bank of Uganda had received 129 applications worth 14.67 billion shillings from 8 participating financial institutions. Out of them, 1,019 applications were approved with a total value of 12.63 billion Uganda shillings. A total value of 10.49 billion Uganda shillings was disbursed to 899 eligible projects. According to Bank of Uganda, Opportunity Bank ranked highest in disbursement.
So this is 100 billion from government and is a matching fund. So the institution where you have an account also puts an equivalent amount. So if you want to borrow 1 million, the government will give 500,000, and then the commercial bank or the other institutions will put 500,000. So it is 50-50.
However, some small businesses have found difficulty accessing the fund. It is something they blame on some participating financial institutions. Bank of Uganda is apologetic with the need for some adjustments.
We know the people in charge, so we will take it up, but we are very sorry. You should have written to Bank of Uganda so that we take it up at the beginning. We need to look at the terms of reference. This is right, and I want to thank the minister who is in this meeting. She's always on my case that I should look at this and make sure that money goes to Ugandans.
For me, I'm happy that we are going to do this review, and we take it. That's why we have this space. Let's go back and do the review. Even the public review, natural justice is here. We will only now want to deal with those who are giving out the money. And I can assure you all the banks will pull up and want to give out this money.
Continuous delay in disbursing this fund could tantamount to sabotaging government programs. Development vanguards want to see this change.
It is a breach of trust with government. Who is your regulator? Who has given you the enabling environment and given you these incentives? So we need to have this discussion, and we will continue naming and shaming and exciting and awarding.
I think we need to start a conversation in government on how do we move from commercial banks to investment banks, such that you have banks that are focused on catalyzing investment, not just looking at the return through interest rate.
In early 2020, the world suffered a Covid-19 pandemic, which did not spare Uganda, paralyzing business. This is why government unveiled the Small Business Recovery Fund with a 10% interest rate for small businesses. Henry Okrut, UBC.
And it has given us much more light.